Well, it looks as though we have Harley Quinn and the Joker in the upcoming Dragon Ball Super Universe Survival arc. So in the reveal trailer, we had four figures for that team in particular. We had the Clown God of Destruction, and we also had his angel Whis or Vado's counterpart that seemingly resembles heavily Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad adaptation. And then we also had a small feminine kind of female looking Supreme Kai, and then we had a shadowy figure beside them, a fourth person that had like a hoodie on. And a lot of people are curious, first of all, wait a minute, why is there four people on there opposed to everyone else that seemingly only had three people? Everyone has their God of Destruction, their Supreme Kai, and their angel, but these people have a fourth person. But before we jump into that particular character, let's talk a little bit about the God of Destruction and his angel. Now, they're definitely, again, heavily resembling the Joker and Harley Quinn, in particular the Harley Quinn version from Suicide Squad. I'm kind of curious what they're going to do with their personalities, because obviously, even though they kind of look like them, although to be fair, I feel as though the clown looks more so like a Buggy from One Piece. Nevertheless, I highly doubt that it's going to be the same type of relationship that the Joker and Harley Quinn have, because just because they look like them doesn't mean that they're going to straight up rip off their relationship that they had in Suicide Squad and in general in the Batman mythos, where it's like, oh, you know, she loves him and stuff like that. It's probably going to be maybe one of them likes the other one and the other one doesn't really care. Maybe they'll do an exact opposite, where the clown really likes his angel and she don't really give a shit about him, something along the lines of that. But also, something that I was noticing is that I was kind of looking into all of the gods in Egyptian times, you know, the deities and whatnot, and I didn't really see anything that fit an exact clown. Maybe I missed it or whatever, but I did look up a little bit of history, because I do know a lot of these are, again, inspired by some of the old Egyptian gods and things of that nature. And I noticed that a lot of, in the past, clowns, you know, back in those days, in that era, they used to imitate the gods. They used to imitate the Egyptian deities and try and be like them, and at that particular point they weren't even called clowns. So yeah, history lesson, they were just kind of like mimes and whatnot. And one of them that they used to imitate, if I'm not mistaken, is someone called Bes. He was worshipped as a protector of households, and in particular of mothers and children and childbirth. And going into the history books a little bit, ancient Egypt 5,000 years ago used to keep essentially what were clowns, but at the time they were just in the royal courts to amuse the pharaohs and royal families. They dressed in leopard skins and strange masks and danced and imitated the Egyptian gods, such as Bes, the god of dance and battle. So what if that clown God of Destruction is actually not the true God of Destruction in that universe? Because it is quite odd that they would have a fourth person. You could argue that that fourth person could potentially be like the Kibito to that Supreme Kai, but then again, why doesn't any of the other universes have their Kibito figure? Another theory out there is that that fourth person could potentially be their soul fighter, but then again, nobody else has the fighters with them on their float, so that's kind of something that's questionable as well. A big possibility is that that guy is actually the true God of Destruction, and they're kind of playing off of the mythos of how clowns back in those days used to imitate the gods, and maybe for whatever particular reason, that God of Destruction doesn't want to be in the limelight and doesn't want to represent that universe, so he allows the clown to be that God of Destruction, so to speak, almost to essentially trick people. But then again, he would have to really heavily trick people, because I mean, wouldn't the other gods of destructions, or even the Omni King, or the angels for that matter, they would know that there's some sort of trick there, so that's something you could question as well. And I mean, upon close examination, let's look at the clown. I mean, he looks like a genuine, you know, normal clown, and there was mention from Beerus that some of the gods of destruction were a lot more violent and a lot more chaotic. He could very well be one of them, because the angel next to him kind of has some sort of smug kind of attitude. It's like, yeah, we're better than you type of look. So this could very well be a god of destruction and an angel, and just a universe in general that is a lot more deadly than some of the other ones that we've come across. And upon examining that guy with the hood, you know, the whole shadowed out figure, it looks as though potentially those could be gloves on his hands, so maybe those aren't actually his hands. But looking at his mouth, the color scheme, based on like comparing him to the Supreme Kai, looks kind of similar. It could just be because of the hoodie, so it's changing up like the, you know, color palette for it or whatever, but he definitely looks as though he's formidable. If he's not the main fighter that they have for that particular universe and they're just rocking with him, then he could very well again be the Kibito, one of the bodyguards, or he could very well be the true God of Destruction of that universe, and for whatever reason he's having the clown as the representative. And I mean, either way, I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys are capable of. Are they going to be more of the dangerous type? Are they going to be more of the destructive that they just absolutely love carnage and chaos? Because based on that clown's look, he looks as though he's a smug piece of shit. Likewise with his angel as well, and the fact that they're kind kind of, you know, mimicking or inspired by the Joker and Harley Quinn, if they're anything like those characters, they're going to be a crazy bunch, and I can imagine that they're going to be one of the most rowdiest. And again, if they have that guy in the back, maybe he could be the one that's keeping them in check from completely starting some insane shit and starting fights with the other gods. But let me know what you guys think. I guess one of the biggest questions is, do you think that that guy in the back could be the Kibito? Could he be the true god of destruction and he's letting the clown play the part? Or could he be the sole fighter of that universe and he's so strong that they just keep him with them because they're like, yeah, this dude is the shit? And what do you think is going to be the relationship between that clown god of destruction and his angel? Do you think it's going to be as similar as, like, you know, they're both in love with each other? Or is it going to be that he has a huge crush on that angel and she doesn't like him, or vice versa? And your expectations for these guys. Do you think they're going to be the most deadliest out of all of the gods and all of the universes that we have coming for this universe survival tournament? But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.